everybody. Obviously, my name is Paul Staton. Get started by just going around and introducing yourself. So we'll start with Holly. So what I want you to do is just briefly say where you are, because you're all students in the course, right? So we've got 2 from Melbourne and I think 3 from Melbourne, 1 from Sydney. Is just introduce where you're at in the course as a healer and what is the main thing you want to get out of today's talk. So Holly, we'll start with you.
Hi everybody. I've been a student of Paul's for almost a year now, and I'm up to the marketing jigsaw. So I'm wanting to put a course together. So I'm at that point, which is really exciting and nerve-wracking, but exciting. Today I want to get what do I want to get out today? I think just a bit more. I think for me, inspiration, more passion. What am I trying to say? Probably more confidence, actually, when it comes down to it. Just more confidence. I guess because of the course I'm creating, just feeling more confident and on track.
Cool. Thanks, Holly. So Holly's really doing Module 8 and 9 because Module 8's marketing and Module 9's the course. So she's getting towards getting the course online. So thanks for sharing that. Amanda.
My name's Amanda. I'm from Melbourne. I have been doing the course since July this year. I'm up to Module 4, going on to Module 5. I'm just finding that the universe is just showing me everything in perfect timing. So today, I have no real intention but to receive the information that I'm ready to hear at this moment in time, really.
Cool, excellent. Beautiful answer. Man has been learning a lot, haven't you, from the course? It's changed you a lot.
I have, and it's been quite exciting. I was actually doing my first healing on someone yesterday. Oh, sorry, you don't want me to elaborate, so I won't.
No, that's cool. Well done. Exciting.
Yeah. So it was very interesting to incorporate my own healing abilities with what I'm learning through your course. And it's the first time I've let a person leave my clinic without taking away their pain.
Oh, wow. Well done.
I use your techniques and I obviously rid her body of some or most of the pain, but there was some left. And I said, do you want me to take it out or do you want me to leave it in so you can learn the techniques and the steps that I gave her? So that was really interesting. It was really great.
Well done. And of course, as all you guys know, you can do sessions on each other. And I know a lot of you are. And, I know like Holly did a session with Anthony the other day, which is really cool. There's a 78-year-old guy from California who just did his first seminar the other day, which is pretty amazing, right? Really cool. So thanks for sharing that, Amanda. Well done. She's got a background. What's it called? Forensic medicine.
Forensic healing.
Forensic healing. That's pretty cool, right? Because in a way, we're like a CSI agent. We're looking for evidence. Hello, Rihanna. We're just going around the group.
Good morning.
Good. And we're just getting people to introduce themselves. So we'll just let you sit there for a minute, deep breath. Okay. Jacinta.
Hi, I'm Jacinta. I'm from Melbourne too. And I've completed my 2nd module. So I'm working on my 3rd. Actually, I'm going back after talking to Paul the other day. I'm sort of going back over module 2 again from the beginning just to work more stuff out. And my anger, realizing so much, holding so much anger in my
jaw.
Yeah. So and actually I was meant to do something yesterday and talking about the universe. I had this amazing day in Sherbrooke Forest, with all the trees falling, climbing over all the trees. So that I just came out feeling really rejuvenated yesterday. So thanks.
I can see it's cleared your head.
Yeah, I got it. I was telling my kids I'd never had so much fun. I felt like a kid climbing over all these trees and it was just amazing. So if anyone lives up near Sherbrooke, up the Dandenongs, there's a lot of fun up there. So
cool. Yeah, because you live in the Dandenongs, don't you?
At Baronia at the moment, which is sort of at the bottom of the Dandenongs. So yeah.
Cool. So just for Crystal's benefit, because Crystal's she's at the start of the course. Module 3, they do a lot on emotions, and it gets people to really feel emotions. That's really important, right? So thank you for sharing that. We're up to Crystal.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Paul. So for me, I guess, well, like you said, I'm at the very beginning. So I guess I'm just wanting to just try this out really, and just be open to what I could potentially be learning that's new for me, and how to put all of the tools that I've learned over the years into whatever it is uniquely that I do for people. And yeah, just really excited to learn what that looks like, and yeah, just feel into that. I'm big with emotions too. I love emotions. I'm always, in any session that I'm doing, it's always sort of leading to actually just helping people feel their emotions.
Cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
so I'm excited to do this whole course, and I'm loving it so far, with the questions being super specific, and it really allows me to like sit in it and be present and actually feel what it is for me,
Cool.
and then come out that way, rather than just from a headspace. I'm dropping into my heart a lot more. So yeah, I'm excited to just feel into where this might take me.
That's exciting. Okay, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I feel you've got a lot to share with the world. Rihanna's
Thank
also
you.
from Sydney. Rihanna's got got a Maori background. So Rihanna, what we're doing is just getting you to introduce yourself, where you're at as a healer, because everyone hears from the course.
Yep.
And then just what the main thing you want to get out of today.
Okay, so I have been with Paul, has it been 12 months now?
Not quite yet.
So nearly.
Yeah.
Prior to Paul, I had started my healing business, which was called Amuri Living at the time, which I've since now changed to Amuri Healing, which Amuri means in Māori from this time onward. So for me, it's like, you know, from this time onward, you'll never be the same. So that kind of was something that I didn't even really put much thought into in the beginning, but it has now come about to be quite meaningful for me in terms of my practice. I started my business as a Reiki healer, but I also practice Ho'oponopono with my clients, which I'm sure most of you have heard about, is a traditional Hawaiian forgiveness of sorts technique, without getting into too much detail. It's a clearing tool that's been used like by my ancestors for a very long time. I also use traditional Hawaiian fern oils in my practice. So even though like I'm also qualified in NLP, chakra clearing, and I kind of really don't do anything specific. More, I think clients come to me expecting me to just make a decision on what they would benefit from. And obviously, since I've been with Paul, I've been doing shamanic healing with my clients as well. So,
what's the main thing? What's the main thing you want to get out of today?
For me, this is just like re-engaging me again with what I'm supposed to be doing. I've, without getting into too much detail, had a pretty dramatic couple of weeks. Living in Western Sydney for the last, 5 months has been pretty full on, and I had like quite a dramatic experience, which I am famous for creating for myself. So my family had COVID. Some people connected to our family, or we lost someone close to us from that as well. And our experience was kind of lengthy and dramatic, as things normally are for me. So
cool.
I'm now in the stage of packing up and getting ready to move to Ballina, because we just cannot do Western Sydney any longer.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yep.
Excellent. Now, just for other people, Rihanna is in about the same position as Holly in the course. She's really doing module 8 and module 9 together, which is exciting. Excellent. Isn't that great to hear that? Amazing healers here. Wow, isn't that exciting? So welcome. So today's topic is the Stairway to Healer Paradise. And what we're going to talk about today is how to get to the top of the mountain, like that lady there. I love that picture, right? And it's the 6 key steps you must take to achieve your healer dream. Why I'm really passionate about these is because most healers aren't aware of these, and therefore they don't achieve their dream, even though they know they've got powerful healing abilities. I love stairways. I love this way. This is like a spiral, because spiral is actually a very powerful sacred shape. And it's like, this is what life is like. It's going up a spiral. So what we're doing today, and it's like when you come to create your own course, which we're going to talk about today, it's important you've got to create your own intellectual property, like your own framework. So this is a framework I might be actually using in this course. So what are we going to talk about today? What we're going to really talk about is how you create your dream lifestyle as a successful healer. In other words, whatever dream you want, set up a healing center or bringing through your ancestry information or whatever it is. But having the time freedom, which a lot of healers don't, right? Because like I work less than 20 hours a week, right? But being able to create more than $100,000 a year with a thriving healing business. And we're going to talk about the 6 steps you need to do today. So in that way, you're going to regain control of your life. So in a way, it's about opening up your heart. I love this picture, right? It's about opening up your heart, which is a bit what Crystal said before, right? She's opening up her heart to attain all your desires. So you're going to do that, but also by having an online business, it's going to enable you to make a major contribution to awaken humanity. Because as we know, it's all asleep. It's like most people have got not just masks over their mouth, most of them got masks over their eyes to awaken humanity and reduce suffering in the world. Because as you know, most people are asleep, right? That's why they're still getting vaccinations. Now, in that way, this is what this course is about, that you guys are doing, Be Queen of Your World. Because this is an online course that enables you to achieve these 6 steps you must take to live your healer dream. So as I talk about these 6 steps, I'm going to relate to the modules and where the course is at, which will help you understand where you're at. I love that picture. This is like the Queen of the Sea, because a few of you are mermaids. You love this, right? And I like the word sea. You know how I like to play with words? SEA is also sea. You've got great vision. So the first step, the first thing you need to do is you need to connect deeply to your healing abilities, your essence, your soul essence, your purpose, so you know how you can specifically help others heal. This is what we're doing with you in the first 6 modules. Because I can tell you most courses don't do this. They jump into how do you do Reiki or how do you do kinesiology. What's really important is you need to know who you are as a healer. That's the most crucial thing. And we do that in various ways, you know, like we get you to look at your life journey, which is what Crystal's just been doing, right? At the start of the course. We get you to do vision exercises to connect to your soul, like the Eagle of Essence exercise or sitting on your throne as Queen. Now, in module 6, we get you to look at the 6 elements, which Jo, she's not here today, but Jo's just actually done it. It's blowing your mind, right, about the 6 elements. And Rihanna really liked that, didn't you, Rihanna? And you're going to identify what is your dominant element, which helps you know your role as a healer. Very powerful. So this is the first important thing you need to do, is really connect to your healing abilities, what powers you have. And because like Holly is very good at expressing herself to young women. She attracts a lot of women like ages 18 to 25. True, Holly? And Holly can relate to them. That's part of her ability to relate to younger women. Now, there's a lot of women between 18 to 25 who've got a lot of issues, right? So she's got a big market, especially what she's going to talk about, right? So you really need to know your healing powers. So, for instance, I'm very telepathic. So I can work a lot with children. If you want to work with children, you've got to be telepathic. Like I can talk to babies in the womb. Some people can talk to spirits. Another lady in the course, Carmela, you might have met Carmela, we had a session with her. She connects very much to angels. So she does a lot of angel readings with people. Once you connect to your abilities, essence, and purpose, why you're here, this gives you confidence and self-worth as a healer, which is one of the main things that stops healers. They have a low self-worth. And I know why people have a low self-worth is because quite often they're very magical, like all you guys. I list you as all being very magical. But you probably tend to have narcissistic controlling people around you when you're younger and didn't feel you fitted into the world. So therefore you tend to think something's wrong with you. Oh my God, I'm not good enough, or I don't believe in myself. But actually it's the opposite, because you've got amazing abilities and you're all here to change the world. You're not here to live in it, you're here to change it. So one way to get that clarity of who you are and the confidence, a bit what Holly said at the start, right, is you really need to connect yourself deeply and not look for your worthiness as a healer outside of yourself. Whether you've got a certificate or not, it doesn't matter. I can tell you 98% of my clients around the world have got no idea of my qualifications. And I'm talking about thousands of people I've worked on, right? It's not about qualifications. It's about, are you connected to who you are as a healer? And you're continually doing that through the course. Like even when you come up to module 8 and 9, when you're looking at marketing and putting yourself out there, you're still really connecting to who you are as a healer. I was talking to Anthony yesterday, who just did his first online seminar at the age of 78. How powerful is that, right? Now, he was crying the other day before his first talk. Holly went to that talk, right? It's a pretty amazing talk, wasn't it, Holly? Yeah. But he's getting a lot of clarity by just doing talks, by doing that talk on what he's got to offer people. So this is it's a continual game that you're playing to find out who you are. And life is telling you all the time by the people you attract. See, I always attract magical people. Like I go to the park and I always see little girls there, or fairies or something, and they all tend to be fairies or angels or something. You know what I mean? I just tend to attract those sort of people. So knowing your healing abilities, that's the first thing. And that's what we do in the first 6 modules. Whereas most healing courses, they don't even cover it. It's about, we start off with doing Reiki. But I can tell you, having healing techniques, but not knowing who you are, isn't going to make you a healer. So is there any questions on step 1? Does anybody want to make any comments? Everyone's cool? Cool. Okay. Let's move on to step 2. So after the first 6 modules, to understand yourself as a healer, then it's knowing how to take someone through the healing process. This also gives you confidence. Because I meet a lot of people when I'm talking to prospects, and they're always saying to me, my God, I don't know how to do it. But they know they can feel energy. They attract people who always want advice, but they're not sure how to take someone through a healing process. So it's really important you know how to do that, how to take someone through a healing process. And of course, I give you a 4-step system in module 7, which can heal anything. And like Anthony, he can do an entity removal and soul retrieval on someone in 40 minutes. Holly recently, remember, because I listened to yours when you record them, Holly did an amazing one recently in about 40 minutes. So you really need to know how to take someone through the healing process. So when they come to you, what do I do to start off with? How do I take them through the process? What do I do at the end of a session? How do I follow them up? Now, important part of step 2 is using your intuition to connect to the client's energy so that you can determine the causes of illness. This is really important because it's really knowing how to be a medical intuitive, which means when someone comes to you, you know by connecting to their energy exactly what is going on for them. That's really important. And if you ask yourself, how many doctors, Western doctors, know what's really going on for a person when they come? Not many. They can't really diagnose you. But this is really important because if you can determine the underlying cause of an illness straight away, then that enables you to take them through a healing process a lot quicker. And of course, in the course, we give you a lot of information about energetic anatomy, about what different parts of the body mean, what different symptoms mean, if people got a sore ankle, what does that mean? Well, it means insecurity. Whereas if people got problems around their hips, it's always around guilt. So understanding those symptoms is really important. And of course, in module 7, we give you a whole booklet, which I call the healing dashboard, which identifies all those for you. So that's the second step. So this is the stairway. So the first one is connecting deeply to your healing abilities. Number 2 is knowing how to take someone through the healing process. For a lot of healers, they just know step 2. They don't even really know number 1. A lot of people just know step 2. But I can tell you, if you just know how to take someone through a healing process, you're still not going to actually create a thriving healing business, which is why a lot of people struggle. All right, are there any other questions? Or just have check the chat room. How about empowering them? So, Crystal's mate, how about empowering them though, not just fixing them? Mine range from 45 minutes to 2 hours. Yeah. So the first point about Rihanna, yeah, there's no time limit on clients. It all depends on what on the client. Sometimes to go deeper, it takes you longer. Now, in terms of Crystal's comment, how about empowering them? Well, of course, healing is empowering them because you're helping person. It's not about fixing them, Crystal. I'm not suggesting that at all. What you're doing is you're helping people understand why they're blocking their essence and how they can unblock it. Because the way I look at it, you never heal anybody. If you think you're healing people, you're in your ego. No, this is about you're helping people understand why they're blocking their essence by holding on to limited perceptions. And you're empowering them by helping them change their perception. So to me, every healing session is empowering because the person has changed their awareness of who they are. And in that way, they're more empowered. So to me, every healing session is empowering. That's a good point to bring up. Thanks for that, Crystal. Thanks for bringing that up. So let's go into step 3. So step 3, right, is knowing the specific one core issue you help people overcome. This is really important. This is important for marketing because I can tell you a lot of healers, they try and do too much. They distract their energy. And if you distract your energy by trying to do too much, you can't market yourself properly. So you got to know, and this really comes in by doing sessions on people, by understanding yourself as a healer from the first 6 modules. But in module 8, which we emphasize on marketing, he really helps you by doing a marketing jigsaw to help you look at what is the one core issue you help people overcome. And you'll notice I underline the word specific because a lot of healers are too general. So for instance, if you say, I empower people, it's too general because you're not being unique enough. So you've got to be very specific. The more specific you are, the more clients you're going to attract for your particular issue. So if I ask this question to myself, what is the core issue I help people with, right? I help magical people who have blocked their essence because they abandon themselves to fit into the world. I help magical people reconnect to their magical abilities so they feel worthy as a healer and help them create the system so they can regain control of their life. That's what I do. So I help people who have very low self-worth because they've abandoned themselves. So my particular market are the magical ones, like all you guys who have got magical, who believe that you don't have the competence, but actually you just need to know how to connect to yourself. But there's reasons you abandon yourself. And that's part of your life journey. Remember we talked about in the life journey at the start of the course. You're here to help other people in the world, and you do that by experiencing certain things so that you can help other people from what you've gone through. So Rihanna has made the comment, I almost always attract clients with the same issue or problem. Cool. So what we might do is we might just open up the chat room for a minute, open up the mics, and we might get Rihanna to make a comment. And also Holly, because you two guys are towards the end of the course. So Rihanna, do you want to share?
Yep. So I predominantly attract Indigenous clients. So when I say Indigenous, I mean not just Australian Indigenous clients. So Aboriginal, Pacific Islander, I have some African clients as well. But all of our, and I'm talking about myself as well, all of our issues sort of center around the same stuff, and it's all cultural related trauma or abuse. So predominantly my Pacific Islander clients all come with sexual abuse issues. And then some of the other groups are around like similar stuff, but it's to do with women not really being in their power. And that's got a lot to do with the way our cultures are set up. So that's kind of the main focus of my clients.
Excellent, well done. See, that's quite specific. Well done, Rihanna, right? And of course, as we know, sex is a big problem in the world. You know, there's a lot of pedophilia in the world, but there's also a lot of domestic sexual abuse in the world.
Just one more.
But see how Rihanna is relating specifically to her culture. Go
on. You were talking just before about like intuitively connecting to clients, and really importantly, I think my intuition with my clients always comes quite physically. So before a client comes to me, I will start feeling like my throat will always go straight away. And that is just a given with all of my clients. They're not expressing themselves as I do myself, not expressing themselves truthfully or communicating from their true self. But I will also, just in terms of what I said before about clients coming with sexual abuse issues, I will automatically start feeling pain in my lower abdomen. And then they will start telling me things about the physical, illnesses that they have had, and I can just make the connection straight away. And they, of course, think that, I'm psychic or something, but got nothing to do with that. Yeah.
It's a really, really good point, because, see, clients, before they're coming for the session, or even in the morning, or it could be hours before, they're thinking about the session, right? Now, when they do that, they're connecting to you energetically, so your body is going to pick up their symptoms. So I'm very aware before a session, like a bit like Rihanna said. I had a client the other day, and I suddenly had this knee problem, which I knew wasn't mine because my knees are okay. Suddenly my knee came really stiff and couldn't move. And I asked my knee, said, where'd it come from? Said the client. Right. And I know knees are moving forward, which was the client's issue, right? So if you listen to your body and connect to your body does pick up the client. Now, of course, when you're doing a talk, you pick up all the people's stuff. And that's why you've got to be aware of that before a talk. But thanks for sharing that. Holly, do you want to share?
I guess I've been attracting, as you mentioned, young women who are struggling to be authentic and seem to have low self-esteem, low self-worth, have experienced emotional abuse from their childhood and actually in their adult relationships, and helping them understand their patterns, helping them reconnect to themselves so they no longer abandon themselves and they understand the importance of self-worth. So I guess it's a lot of emotional stuff for me, but also understanding their conditioning and helping them choose their own path rather than the path of their parents or, whatever path they're realising isn't actually relating to who they are.
Rihanna's smiling. She's relating to that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I guess it's been my journey, so it's no surprise I'm attracting those clients. So, yeah.
So for the other people in the course, right, sounds like I could be your client. Well, that's what I think I've said to Rihanna and Holly a few times, you two need to connect. So that would be good to have a exchange of a session, right?
Love to.
Now, for you other guys, remember why I asked Holly and Rihanna, because they're in that process of really getting clarity on their core issue. So for any other people, have you got any other questions? Because you guys are early on in the course. So just Rihanna, for your awareness, Crystal's just started the course. She's in about a week in the course. Jacinta's about in module 3, gone back to module 2. And Amanda's in module 4. So Rihanna's also in Sydney for those other people, like Crystal's in Sydney. Right, I think you two from Sydney, or the other Peter from Melbourne. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. So for you guys who are still in the course, it's good to remembering in the early part of the course, this is what you want to try and develop. And when you're looking at your life journey, Crystal, it's about if you can identify what the core issue you went through in your life, a bit like Rihanna talked about, right? A bit what Holly talked about. This is gold. This is like a gold nugget. Because this is how you got to market yourself, which we're going to come and talk about more in a minute. So well done, guys. So step 4, right? Once you know what your core issue is, then what you need to know is you need to develop your unique solution that helps people overcome this core issue so they achieve their specific desired outcomes. This is key. Again, a lot of healers don't do this. So when I talk about your unique solution, I'm talking about based on your journey and what you've discovered. Because we go through experiences so that we can go through them to discover solutions. And your solution must give people specific outcomes. This is another weakness a lot of healers don't do. What I mean by that is, a lot of healers say, I'm going to empower you. That's not specific enough. You've got to be very specific. And this is something that Holly and Rihanna need to look at and go, what are the specific outcomes you're going to give people? What does that mean? You know what I mean? Are they going to be more outspoken in their relationships in terms of Rihanna? Can they speak more of their truth? Do they feel comfortable in speaking? Do they speak their truth? What is the outcomes you're actually giving people? For Holly, is it how, in what way are they being authentic? Are they living their dream in every moment? Are they honoring themselves? Are they not being a people pleaser? Are they stopped saying, I'm sorry? Yeah. Because if I look at my unique solution, see, I help healers who are magical, who have low self-worth issues, reconnect to their magical abilities so they feel worthy as a healer. And their specific desired outcomes is they can create their own healing business and work less than 20 hours a week, making $100,000 a year. That's my outcomes, which you guys are in the process of creating. So you've got to get very specific with your outcomes. Again, this is what we cover in Module 8 when you look at marketing. But for those guys early on in the course, you can start thinking about, I wonder what my unique solution is. So like in the course, I talk about the healer's jigsaw, the five crucial things that you need to achieve to become a healer. And that, in a sense, is your intellectual property. This, again, is key for when you come to market yourself. Knowing your core solution, right, the core issue you help people with, and knowing the unique solution. Now, just building on that, okay, so develop your unique solution that helps people overcome their core issue so they achieve their desired outcomes. So I've expanded that on the right-hand side, that this solution is based on your unique healing powers and life purpose as a healer. What you've discovered, and you can talk when both Rihanna and Holly were speaking, they were relating to their experiences and what they've gone through. So you've got to ask yourself, what are the things that you know and discovered, like your core messages, that you can help people with? That's really, really key, right? You're looking for the core messages that you can help people with. And this solution incorporates the core messages you have for the world. So what are the core messages you have for the world? Like if you had 3 minutes to talk to the world, what would you say? Good question, right? You could do a 3-minute video. Because like some of the core messages I would say, your worthiness is dependent on who you are as a healer, not by external people. Your worthiness as a healer is based a lot on your life journey. Not many courses talk about your life journey and how it helps you prepare you. The other core message I've got is also relating to your bigger picture all the time. Because a lot of people in their experiences, they go, oh my God, I'm going through this stuff right now. But you've got to look at the bigger picture of it. Because you know how Rihanna's going through something, right? Now, I talked to Rihanna the other day. Now, I helped to see the bigger picture of why things happened in her life. And this is why we talk about the law of attraction in Module 4. It's really key to understand the law of attraction, because that helps you understand how you can help people understand their life. Because most people don't understand why things happen. Oh my God, why is this happening in my world? Because like a lot of people are saying, my God, why are we in lockdown? The government is locking you down. It's not. The government, remember, based on the law of attraction, the external world is a reflection of your inner world. If you're locked down inside, then the world's going to lock you down. So you actually should be thanking the premiers for locking you down. See, I'm not in lockdown. I'm a free spirit. After this talk, I'm going on my scooter. I never use a mask. I'm always social hugging. I don't believe, because social distance is actually impossible. You can say to people, social distance is impossible because we're all connected. So how can you actually have social distancing? It's impossible, right? And QR codes are illegal. Vaccinations are illegal, mandatory, right? So you've got to know what your core messages are for the world, are for your people. That's really, really important. So come up with a few key core messages that you want to give people. Because as an example, when Anthony did his talk the other day, he identified the 4 key messages. Now he's going to actually record his talk. He said he's going to actually put it in the Facebook group for you guys, right? Now Holly got some of those. So let's just ask Holly. Holly, from that talk the other day, let's just go to you. Holly, so what were a couple of core messages you got from Anthony the other day in his talk on emotions?
Kind of the lower vibrational emotions are illusions and that we can transmute them. That was kind of the biggest takeaway I got, that we can actually work towards, once we understand that the lower ones that we're carrying are actually blocking us and they're actually just in our way, we can actually transform.
Cool.
There's messages in those emotions for us that are showing us, yeah.
Cool. Now, it's really interesting that Anthony is dealing with emotions, right? He's 78 years old. He was actually born in 1943 during the Second World War. He was in his mother's womb during the war. It's a bit similar to what you guys are going through in Sydney right now. It's like a bit of a war going on, right? So Anthony is really good at feeling because he felt grief for 9 months. Imagine what the emotions of a war is like. My God, huge, right? So that's why he's very passionate about emotions, because what he went through as a child. And it's not only the war, it's also what his mother went through, right? And he shared a powerful story, didn't he, Holly? And you'll hear it, his story. When you hear his story, it's like, oh my God. Okay, thanks for sharing that, Holly. That's really cool. Okay. So they're the first 4 steps. Let's see if anybody got any more comments. Amanda, I'm still learning something from my clients. Excellent. That's why you have clients, because you learn about your market. True, right? Every client that comes to you is telling you about what the world wants from you. Totally agree. I'm still working on anxiety. So yeah, obviously I've got a feeling that, and I think I've said this to Amanda, she's going to help people a lot with anxiety. How big a market is that? How many people are anxious right now? My God. And they don't understand anxiety. My God, why am I feel anxious? Rihanna's laughing. So Rihanna, you need to have a session with Amanda as well, right? So you two so Rihanna, you've organised 2 sessions today. That's pretty cool for coming. And those 2 people can learn some of that Hawaiian techniques that you know, right? So great exchanges. Okay, so Rihanna's laughing. The 4 steps so far: connect to your healing powers. Number 1. Number 2, know how to take someone through the healing process. That means you can do one-on-one sessions. But of course, if you just rely on one-on-one sessions, you're not going to create enough money and you're going to go back into survival mode. So to help in marketing, it's really 3 and 4. Steps 3 and 4. Discovering the core issue you help people overcome, really important. And then knowing your unique solution that overcomes this so they achieve specific desired outcomes. Now, once you know that, this is like module 8 we're up to, then you go into module 9, which is all about how you go online, right? And the next step, step 5, is how to design your high-value healing course that incorporates your unique solution. I love this picture, right? It's like creation. Someone said to me once, "My God, Paul, how do you know anything about giving birth?" And I said, I give birth to courses all the time. What are you talking about? Like every course is like a new child. And plus I have been female in a past life as well, by the way. I love that picture. It's like giving birth. You guys are about to give birth with your new course. Even a class is like it's a new energy you've created. So it's knowing how to design your high value healing course. This is really important. And let's just elaborate on this a little bit. Now, this high value healing course that incorporates your unique solution in a step-by-step framework so people know how to overcome their core issue you help them with. People want a step-by-step framework. So for instance, let's relate to Holly. Oh my God, I'm inauthentic. I'm conditioned by my mother, my narcissistic controlling mother. My God, how do I get out of this? Well, you got to do these steps. This is what Holly's going to come up with. You need to do this, and this. Just like I'm giving you a step-by-step framework today for how to become a successful healer. People want to know a step-by-step framework. So when you come to design your course, you're going to come up with a step-by-step framework that incorporates your unique solution. See, in my course, I've got the Healer's Jigsaw, the 5 things you need to achieve to become a successful healer. And it's called the Jigsaw because it's like putting yourself together again. And you've got to call this framework something. This helps identify your uniqueness. Give it a name, like the Healer's Jigsaw or the Stairway to Healer Paradise, whatever it is. That's how people identify you. Now, one of the most famous books is by Stephen Covey. Do people know Stephen Covey? He wrote the book, The 7 Effective Habits of Successful People. It's one of the most biggest selling books ever. But he's got a framework, The 7 Habits of Effective People or something it's called. Stephen Covey, Covey. Very famous book. But the important point I'm getting about, he's got a step-by-step framework. Oh my God, the 7 things I need to do to be successful. And this is important for when you market yourself. Because at the end of my webinar now, which Krista will know recently, I say in my empowerment call, when I talk to my prospects, I say, I'm going to give you the 3 key steps. I some make it easier. So just say the 3 key steps you have to do to become a healer. People go, my God, what are they? They're curious. Curiosity is a good way to market yourself. Still going on step 5. So you design your high value healing course worth at least $3,000 that incorporates your unique solution in a step-by-step framework so people know how to overcome their core issue you help them with. But it also includes tools and techniques they can change their life with. People want tools and techniques. So if you look at my course, how many tools do I give you guys? The power animal. My God, that's one of my exercises I give more people than anybody else. I've given that to a lot of kids, magical kids who get bullied at school, and they don't get bullied anymore. Instantly, it changes them. Or I give you an exercise sitting on throne of confidence. I give you the emotional tone scale and how to use that, which is really, really powerful. Emotional tone scale, right? So you've got to, in your course, it's not only having a step-by-step framework, it's also having particular tools and techniques for people to change their life, that people can use on a daily basis so they can change. Really, really important. And also you do for your clients. I've got a whole list of them that I give people from my clients. If they've got this issue, well, I help them do this. So these are the 5 steps so far. Connecting deeply to your healing powers. Number 1, knowing who you are as a healer. Number 2, know how to take someone through the healing process. So you can do one-on-one sessions. Then we're starting marketing to discover the core issue you help people overcome. Step 4 is in what is your unique solution so people can overcome that core issue. And then based on that, your high value healing course incorporates your unique solution so people can get over that core issue. And this incorporates your core messages. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because when you've got a high value healing course online, you've got access to the world market. Especially in lockdown. You imagine if you were in Melbourne last year and you were just doing one-on-one physical sessions with people, your business collapsed. My business doubled. Amanda's laughing, right? She's saying it's true, right? Now, my business doubled last year. Why? Because I'm online. And when you've got a high value healing course, that means that you can help people at a deep level. Yeah. But there's that one extra benefit that it's got. It means that you're not exchanging time for money. So if you're just doing one-on-one sessions, you get $100 an hour, $150 an hour, whatever it is, right? That means you've got to do a lot of one-on-one sessions to get enough abundance. And you've got to do a lot of marketing. When you've got a high value healing course online, which people are paying at least $3,000 for, right? Mine's $6,000, right? But when that means that you don't need to spend all your time working, which is slavery. See, most people are caught up in slavery, working 60 hours, 80 hours a week when we went lockdown, right? To buy things they don't need. How crazy is that? See, I'm helping people get out of that crazy world. That's part of my role. That's the outcome. Get out of the crazy world. As an example, I've got a lady who's about to join the course. She's actually in Colorado. She was a registered nurse, right? Now, when she realised all the nonsense going on with all this fear stuff going on around COVID, she knew all the lies that were being told in hospitals. Now, she got out of it. Now she wants to be a holistic healer. But the ridiculous hours she's working, being controlled by dominating people who don't really know what they're talking about. I mean, what sort of lifestyle was that? That's being inauthentic, Holly. Absolutely. Yeah. So designing your high value course, that's really important. And in module 9, we teach you how to do that. How to create that framework, how to create your modules. I even teach you how to create videos, which you need to be able to do, right? So what is step 6? Well, step 6 is how to create your online automated business systems that market your course so you leverage your time. You want to be automated. So when I went online 2 years ago, I found a marketing expert who knows how to do that. He's been doing marketing for 30 years. That frees you, like in that picture. I love that picture because it's like, my God, I'm just connected to the light and I can fly, right? Magical, right? So I've got a very easy automated system. I don't like social marketing. I'm not going to post every single day to get clients. No, the best way to market right now is to have Facebook ads, because you can target your particular market, what interests they got, even what towns they're from. See, I target Colorado. Why? Because I know Colorado's got a very shamanic place, right? I'm targeting south of Perth. I've got quite a few clients like Camilla and a few others south of Perth because it's a very holistic area. I'm targeting the north coast of New South Wales, which includes Sydney, but I quite often get people north of Sydney. So you can target particular people and their particular interests. So for instance, Rihanna can target particular islanders, which means that you can target your particular market. Then you drive them to a webinar, which tells people your core issue you help people with and your particular solution. And in the webinar, you don't sell anything. You drive them to an empowerment call, and that's all automated. So all you've got to do is look in your diary and see if someone's booked a call. And then you have an hour call with them and see if they do your course. And in an hour, you make $3,000 to $6,000. That sounds a lot better than working for $30 an hour in some job, right? Or getting a client for $100 an hour. And see, because you've got an automated business, I actually like doing one-on-one sessions, but I can do them for free. I quite often do card readings for free. So I meet them in the park and do a card reading, and quite often I turn into a client, right? But I can offer that because I'm not relying on them. This is the way you need to create a thriving healing business and create your lifestyle. So having this automated business system, which not only leverages your time, but it helps you create huge abundance. So if I've got a course of 6,000, if I get 4 students, that's 24,000. A couple of months ago, if I get 6 students, well, that's 36,000. That's creating a and you might say, oh my God, do I really need money? Well, having the money enables you to create the lifestyle that you like, to get your core message out to the world. But it enables you to do the things that really inspire you. See, I love to travel. I don't buy a lot of material items, but I love traveling. And if we're in continual lockdown, I'm going to buy a jet and have my own jet. So I'm never going to be in lockdown. I will always create a solution. I have my own helicopter, whatever it is. So it's having the money to enable you to do the things in your life that really inspire you. That's really, really important. And provide for your children in the lifestyle you really like. Because I like this lady in Colorado, she wants to be at a healing center in the mountains, which would be amazing, right? Love to go there one day, right? And she's got this idea of working with animals and a whole lot of things, right? Working with gifted children. And I'm excited just listening to her of what goals she's got as a healer. But she needs money to create that. Now, before she creates a healing center, she's going to do this course so that she's leveraged her time and she can do it. But see, I also like writing. I'm going to write 29 books. So that's what ayahuasca told me anyway, right? I've written 5 so far, but I've got 24 to go. So this is about accessing, this is still step 6. This is about accessing a huge client base with your marketing, because you can do it online with a marketing system, which is all based on your core issue you help people with and the key messages you have for people in your unique solution. That's what your marketing is all based on. How you write your Facebook ad, which I help you. This is in the bonus module, right? How do you write Facebook ads? How do you do your seminar, your webinar? Well, I'm going to help you know how to create that. So you drive the people to you. See, because I can tell you all the empowerment calls I get for prospects, all have got the same issues. Low confidence, right? They don't know how to put themselves out there. They don't know how to create the systems. So I know the solutions to that because that's my client market. And therefore people, oh my God, of course, I've got to do your course. So this is it. You're helping people take their mask off. Well, not off their mouth, but off their eyes. It's funny, when I walk down the street, I say to people, how come you still got your mask on? I must go, well, I haven't got a mask on. I say, yeah, you still got it on your eyes. Okay. So let's see if there's any questions in the chat room. Any questions on that? So what I'm going to do is briefly go through the 6 steps again, just so you're aware of them. Love that diagram, the spiral staircase. Love them. Being queen of your world. This is what you're going to do sitting on your throne when you've actually achieved these 6 steps. So the first step, connect deeply to your healing powers. Know who you are as a healer. Know how you can specifically help others heal. That's really important. I'm always helping people overcome self-worth or confidence issues, right? Or being abused by narcissistic controlling people, or not knowing how to put themselves out to the world. Step 2, know how to take someone through the healing process. That's all module 7. See, because if I look at Holly, she knows how to do that, right? If I look at Rihanna, she knows how to do that. And the man is still, she's getting more into that now. She's moving through the course. Then it's about discovering the core issue you help people overcome, which we really start getting to focus on in module 8. And you've got to be very specific. So, when Rihanna talked, she talked quite specific about the core issue her islanders have. And it's a cultural thing. So when she's going to help the world, she's going to help change her whole culture. Not change the culture, but bring it back in, I suppose is a better way of wording it, right? Then you develop your unique solution to overcome this core issue so people get the outcomes they want. What do your clients really want? That's really, really important. You've got to ask yourself. You know what, one course, because when people do my questionnaire, right, I ask this golden question to people. I said, if you're going to do a healing course, what are the 3 outcomes you'd really want? So people are telling me what they want. So with your client questionnaire, you can say to people, what are the 3 things you really want in your life? Your client's going to tell you what their desired outcomes are. And sometimes you might not be aware of them. So for you, Holly, it might be around authenticity. What does that really mean for a person to be authentic for them? Or in relation to Rihanna, what does it really mean when a woman gets over that sexual issue that they've had? What does that really mean? What outcomes do they really want? Then number 5 was once you know your core issue and your unique solution, then it's about designing your healing program based on that. This is like creating an asset online that you can access the world and create abundance. This frees you up. This is what frees you up. And then the last thing is, as you can see on top of the mountain, is you've got to create the automated systems around it, which is in module 10. And I'm going to show you all the things you need to do that. You don't have to worry about, my God, how can I do it? That's one of the students in the course. Her biggest entity, right, is how can I do it? Well, you come to an expert that already knows how to do it. Just like they're going to come to you for an expert. Rihanna, how do I get over this issue? Well, I know how to get over this issue, and you've got to do these steps. Well, how do I become authentic? We need to do this, this, and this, is what Holly's going to tell people. So they're the 6 steps that you must take to achieve your healer dream, which are all incorporated in this course. So the first step is really the first 6 modules, but you're still doing that through the rest of the modules because you still connect to yourself deeper. But by module 7, you can take someone through the healing process. Like Anthony, 78 years old, after doing module 7, he got his first paid client. How exciting is that? At the age of 78. I mean, Colonel Sanders with the Kentucky Fried Chicken, he was successful in the mid-60s. Anthony, 78. And he's like a little boy, isn't he? Holly? He's like a little boy at Christmas. He's loving it, right? Then it's about discovering the core issue you help people with. And you keep knowing this from having clients. What is the real issue I'm helping people with? You might say empower them, but what are you empowering them with? In what way are you empowering them? The more specific you get, the better. Then you design your unique solution. Oh, yeah, I know how you can get over that by doing this, this, and this. Then you can create your program based on that. Once it's online, it frees you up. You don't have to keep saying the same things to all your one-on-one clients. They can do your course, and you help people at a deep level. Then you automate it with all your marketing around that. Then you regain control of your life. You're out of the matrix and you're living your purpose. You're sharing your essence with the world, which is why you guys want to be healers. Okay, any questions? Cool. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go around and we're just going to ask people, what's the biggest thing you learned today? So Amanda,
Okay.
What's the biggest thing you learned today? We're just going to go around and ask you, what did you learn today? What's a big thing that you learned?
I think mine would be getting your key message into combining it into the 4 minutes.
Cool. Excellent. Thanks for that. Cool. Let's go down to Crystal.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
That mute button, eh?
Yeah.
For me, I'll just go over because I wrote some notes. So I really liked well, actually it was really about also similar to, like, if you had 3 minutes to talk to the world, what would you talk about? Like, that's a really cool thing to sit with. So I really like that. But I also liked all of the information that you shared, Paul, like really getting specific about how to actually put an online experience of healing or whatever you're used to doing as a one-on-one practitioner, like into something on an online space where people can actually do it themselves. Like, that's the dream, like, you know, for me, to reach more people, especially if we can't actually go anywhere. So yeah, that was really cool to have a feel around exactly what that's going to look like in the modules. So thank you.
Thanks for that, Crystal. And of course, as you guys know, by giving people personal support with my Q&A sessions, I know all you guys really personally. You know what I mean? And all of you are so different. Like Rihanna and I have some really deep conversations. Sometimes it goes for an hour and a half. We talk about whatever, right? And then I talk to Holly, it's totally different. And then I talk to Jacinta, and all of you are so amazing and so different. You know what I mean? And then I talk to someone from Colorado, and then I talk to Anthony, and you're helping all these people around the world, and you're going on a journey with them so you can give them the support they need. I feel a high value healing program online, but like Crystal was saying, is more powerful than doing one-on-one sessions with people, because they can watch the videos, they can read the notes of what you really know, and then you can talk in details about it. A bit like Jacinta said, she's going back and watching module 2. Amanda, she's gone back and watched some videos 3 or 4 times, haven't you, Amanda, right? In terms of going back. People like learning that way. So let's go to Holly.
Yeah, I really like the key message in 4 minutes too. That really got me thinking about how to kind of condense it and get it all out. And also you've got me really now looking at the unique solution. What is my actual unique solution? And yeah, going through the core messages. So that's kind of what I'm going to focus on. Oh yes, and the empowerment call. I love how you ask the clients, the 3 outcomes that they really want. I think you learn so much from that too by speaking to each client, and yeah, so much, Paul. But yeah, they're the 3 things today.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so let's go down to Jacinta. What did you learn today, Jacinta?
What I've learned is the importance, everything that, everyone else has said, but how you keep going back over the steps again and again. So the importance of the step process, to take 1 step at a time. And often you have to keep going back to that first step if you need an answer for yourself as well, because you'll find more and more from, connecting deeply to your soul each time.
It's a good point, Jacinta. What I just want to say is mentioning that. This is like a foundation. Step 1's a foundation. You keep making sure it's solid. You do the healing process, and each time you go through the healing process, that understands more of who you are. And the more healing you do, the more you understand your core issue. And the more you understand your unique solution. So these do build on each other. I like your point there, Jacinta. It's really cool. It's like building blocks. Now, I know you'll play with building blocks as a kid, but you can do them as old as well. Okay, so where are we up to? Rihanna.
I, like everyone has said, that elevator pitch, like really confidently being able to provide someone with what I can do for them. I think I have always really struggled with being direct in my communication. So, that's a biggie for me. But doing module 9 with Paul has been like really challenging for me. So while you were just finishing off talking about the steps, I got like a really clear message. And I know we had sort of touched on this in terms of what my unique selling point is. But the message was quite clear just then. And it was, we discussed around Indigenous people understanding why they chose to come to this world at this particular time as an Indigenous person. I think that's like a biggie for me. That's something that I'm really trying to understand about myself as well. But that really clear message that I got while you were talking about step 5, was around Indigenous people understanding why they've had to go through what they've gone through in terms of colonisation and missionaries and that kind of thing. That just came through really clearly, which is something kind of new for me, Paul. We've never sort of spoken about that. So thank you.
Well done. You got a lot out today, as well as a couple of sessions with people. Some important messages. I've got a great challenging home play for all of you, which you're going to laugh when I tell you what it is, because I think you already know what it is. So what I want you guys to do is go away and make a video for 3 to 4 minutes about your core message, and I want you to put it into the Facebook group. And then you can get feedback from all the people about your core message. How's that sound as challenging? Yeah. And then people can give you feedback on it. Positive, oh, yeah, that sounds good, or you could have said that, or what do you really mean, right? Because as you said, if you can get this, so imagine you're sitting on your throne as queen of your world, what do you really want to tell the world? If you had 3 to 4 minutes, what would you really like to tell the world? Because in a way, we've all come to the world for a legacy. And the word legacy is really interesting because the bottom of our legs is our soul. And the legs are all about connecting to the earth. So what is your legacy? If you want to leave the planet, what do you want to tell the world? And you know what I reckon? This is also for you, Rihanna, but wouldn't it be great if all our ancestors did a video saying this is why I came to the world? Wouldn't that be cool? If you could sit there and listen to all your ancestors from past generations saying, well, I was in the water this time because of this, this, and this. I think that would be a great Indigenous thing, a great thing to do through generations. Excellent. Thanks for coming today and sharing and being part of this. But thanks for coming today. It was great. It was great seeing you all. And remember, now that you guys have met each other, keep doing sessions on each other. That's part of what you can learn from each other about what you're doing. It's really, really cool. So thanks for coming. You all shared some great stuff and enjoy the rest of your day. Right, it's a bit cloudy in Melbourne, but as they say in Melbourne, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. So the sun could be out in 5 minutes in Melbourne. You never know. Right? I've never known a place where the weather changes so much.
New Zealand's really similar.
Yeah, like if you go in my scooter and the sun's out, I still got to take a rain jacket because you never know whether it might rain in 10 minutes in Melbourne. Best wishes, Rihanna, with your trip up north. It's going to be really cool. Get out of Sydney.
Can't wait.
That's going to be really cool. And it's great to see you back. You're back, Rihanna, because it's been a challenging time for you. And Crystal, it's excited and looking forward to having your first Q&A.
Yeah, same. Thanks, Paul.
Talk about your life journey. So thanks for coming in and have a great day, guys. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Everyone, thanks,
My
Paul.
pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.